with a grain of salt if you want to.
I mean, I don't really care about.
And that's
the
me. I'll
WGR.
pass it on to Ty.
Okay, so that was
All
Olivia.
right. I also am a big Scholar person. I actually started back in A Realm Reborn at the very beginning. I was actually there for the beta, and I played Pugilist and Conjurer.
Oh shit!
But
So you guys have been
kinda
playing for a long time.
yeah,
Okay.
I've seen the heyday. Well, I'm not a legacy player. That's the only thing I can't claim. But
Be glad.
King authority. Am I allowed to swear in the first minute? I should probably do something about that. Ooh, brother! We got a video. We have a video on us, boys. Holy smokes! I've been meaning to make a video about this for a while. Quite a little bit. 4 days, I believe. 6 days. I've been meaning to make this since Tuesday. It's the next following Monday. Okay? I'm mad. I'm a little bit greased up right now. I gotta talk about this. Diggity dude. Diggity dog. Here we are. So, Final Fantasy 14. We just got the Dawn Trail expansion. I've barely had a chance to even play the video game. Because I, A, have a job. I had to work all week. I couldn't get a single day off. I had to do overtime this week. So, fun. B, I've had plumbing issues. So I have been spending the last week learning, teaching myself how to plumb. And it's been a nightmare. It's been horrible. I've hated every single second of it. And every single second that I have to sit there trying to fix this stupid water main that burst that I have to cut and replace and try not to burn my fucking house down. Every single second that I have to spend doing this asinine, non-working nonsense, I get a little bit more mad. I get a little bit more angry. And that anger has been building and bubbling within me, and I need to take it out on something. I need to take it out on something. On Tuesday, I saw a video that completely set me over the edge, and I don't even know if the fire that I had on Tuesday still wells within my very soul, but I'm going to do my absolute best to get it out right here. Did you know the healers are on strike? Did you know the healers are on strike? Well, let's take a look about this strike, shall we? Adventurer in need. Tank. 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 Healer, healer. Well, you could have fooled me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 8 playlists all need tanks? Are you sure we're not having a tank strike? So healers are apparently on a big ol' strike right now. Okay. So, what's been going on? How is the healer strike been going? Not very well. Xeno decided to go ahead and get some of the people in charge of the healer strike itself, right? He got people on his channel, Xenosys, the guy who apparently did the first shot that set this entire thing in motion. Basically, Dawn Trail came out, one guy decided to go and start soloing dungeons because tanks are so overtuned, right? And healers are very, very upset about that. Why? Because, well, if tanks can just do the dungeon by themselves, what's even the point of playing a healer? Why am I playing the video game? Why am I needed? Why am I here if I'm not needed, right? What is the purpose of me being here? And that's a good question. That's a very good question. Healers have been not really in need of having to use their entire kits outside of the high-end content in this game. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not part of the healer strike. You can see I'm like level 90 halfway. I'm like level 93 to 95 on most of my healers. I like healing. I'm never going to stop healing. One button damage rotation, sign me up! That's not what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is that Xeno went to the Discord. He went to the healer Discord, right? Apparently there is one. And he got some of the people in charge of the healer strike to come onto his channel so that they could talk about their mission. They could talk about what it is that they want to see out of this game that they love so much that they are willing to put their love aside to see meaningful change. Xeno got them on their channel so that they could talk to a platform of people about what it is that they want to accomplish. Interesting idea. Xeno was surprised. Apparently, we were supposed to be mad at him. I'm glad that we aren't. I'm glad that people aren't going, screw Xeno! He sold a dungeon! He's the problem! No, Xeno's not the problem. The problem is just how this game has felt to play over the last expansion, over the last 3 years. Man! But Xeno got these guys onto his channel. He got 4 different quote-unquote leaders of the strike onto his channel so that they could talk about the healer strike. They could talk about what they're willing to do to actually inform meaningful change to this game that they love so much. And the words were there. The ideas were there. They sat down with a piece of paper. We're gonna get a piece of paper. Okay, here's what we want to see out of our strike. Here's what we want to see the game do to change. And if we see this meaningful change, then we will end our healer strike. Okay? They came in, they had some decent ideas about how they would balance the healers. Alright. But do you know what I didn't see? Do you know what I did not see in this entire interview? We have 4 different healers, all upset about the fact that their game is so homogenized and brain dead, baby poopy diaper easy. They are so mad about that they are willing to try to destroy the game. Isn't that the purpose of the strike? Isn't this entire thing about making it so healers are not playing the game? If healers aren't playing the game, that means the queue times are going up. If no healers are playing the game because nobody wants to play this class of classes, I should say, then all of a sudden you're going to be seeing 30-minute DPS queue times. 40-minute, 50-minute, hour-long, 2-hour-long. How long are people going to be willing to wait in their duty roulette before they just stop playing the game? Isn't that the point of a strike? To destroy this? Until we finally see some meaningful change? But do you know what I didn't see in that interview? The passion! The fire that burns in the loins of man! Where's the outrage? Where's the anger? Aren't we supposed to be mad? How long have we had to deal with this kind of nonsense? And how long has it been steadily getting worse? Month after month, patch after patch, expansion by expansion. And when you sit down to mention, to talk about, to lay out a battle plan about how you want to destroy this game, burn it down to see meaningful fucking change, you're gonna sit down like this and you're going to mention that, oh, well, healers are just not as fun as they used to be. Back in Stormblood and Heavensward, well, they were a lot more fun. And I'd like to see that be fun again. Say something meaningful! Say something with passion, with fire! Be a human! Be a human! Do you think that Yoshi P is going to sit down and watch a Xenosis video about how healers are mailed in the United States? In the English servers and the NA servers? Do you think Yoshi P is going to sit down and watch that? Do you think he's going to take time out of his busy day that he has to make this game, make other games? He has a very busy schedule. He has a lot that he has to do. Do you think he's going to sit down and watch that video? Do you think he is then going to grab a translator and make them sit down for 2 hours as well? 2 hours on company time? Do you think that the translator's gonna sit there and translate everything that you have? Oh, Astrologic could be fixed in this way. Oh, maybe we could get more dots for the scholar. Write that down. Do you think he's going to know anything? No! English is not a universal language. It's a very widely accepted language. A lot of people in the world speak this tongue that's coming out of my mouth right now. But do you know what is a universal language? Emotion. Passion. Anger! If you come into this place absolutely and positively seething with rage about what it is that you have been seeing in this game, man, it doesn't matter what language you're speaking in. This is going to apply. This is going to translate. Because it doesn't matter what language you speak in. It doesn't matter if I'm speaking English. It doesn't matter if I'm speaking Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, French. It doesn't matter if I'm speaking wingdings. If it's in all caps. With these motherfucking exclamation points going crazy, dude. That's gonna translate. This was absolutely fucking pathetic. What I saw. This was unfucking real. It's like they didn't even want to fucking change the game. They didn't even want to do anything. So why should anyone care? Why should anyone care about this? If you don't want to effect change, if the absolute worst that you're going to get is sitting down and talking out your fifis a little bit, and being like, oh, well, I think that the game could change in this and that and whatsoever meaningful way, and I hope that Yoshi P understands that we should be taken seriously, and I think that Yoshi P will see reason in the matter, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Why aren't you fucking yelling? Why aren't you screaming? Why aren't you pounding your fist on fucking desks, man? Why am I getting more mad about this than anyone else could possibly even consider? Huh? Why am I mad about this? And why aren't the quote-unquote leaders of the movement, dude? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? How did we mess this up this bad? I can't believe it. I'm sitting here, I'm not even part of the healer strike. I'm not even gonna sit there going, well, I'm not gonna heal anymore because that'll inspire change. I'm sitting here yelling and screaming and pounding my fist and tearing the hair from my skull about this game that I love so fucking much, man. And I know that that's not gonna do much of anything. But I care. I care so very much about all of this. About seeing my game be a little bit better than it was the day before. About playing a game that I've put almost 2,000 hours into, man. And wanting to put more and more time into this game. And it's not even that I'm mad that, like, I'm not voice-crackingly angry about this because the game is boring. I'm voice-crackingly angry about this because this used to have so much more. This used to have so much that it could offer. And now... Now what? What do healers have? We don't got a lot. I'll tell you that much. I mean, they've made the game hilariously brain dead. It's outrageous. And like, much like everyone else who was part of that interview, I main Scholar. And there's a reason why Scholar feels this the most out of any class. Because Scholar used to represent more. Scholar used to be more. And they've just taken everything away and made the class completely unrecognizable. I don't feel like a Scholar when I'm playing Scholar. I feel like Sage with Fairy. If I've played every single healer class, why do I have to feel like all of my classes are the same? That's the problem! Why do I feel like everything is the same? I can't have any variety in healing, man! You play World of Warcraft, and you switch between two healers in that game, it is night and day. It is unbelievable how different those healers feel from each other. You have one class that just, you know, you stand in the back, you throw out some damage, and then you throw out little stickers that heal everyone. You know, you throw out a big heal, and then everyone's healed. And then you have another class that's a melee healer that does more healing the closer it is to whoever it is they're healing. And then you have another healer that acts like Stage, but also is a melee healer. And then you can put a sticker on everybody, and then everybody gets healed by how much damage you're doing. It feels good to play. And if I get bored of one healer, you know what I can't do in WoW? I can't switch to another healer unless I want to make an alt. This game has something that every other video game in its genre cannot do. And that is have an alt within the same character, man. And then you can level up classes really easy, and you can switch in between whatever class that you want to play. Extremely easily. Takes nothing at all. And yet, in this wonderful system that we have, in this class that we have, like, what do we have? I'm getting so heated over this. I'm dying and leaving everyone else to perish. But what do we have? I'm so glad that I could pick between any healer, and none of them feel unique and distinct and cool. I'm so glad about that. I'm so glad that we had to completely gut and ruin Astrologian so that we could have a healer identity of white mage, but worse. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad. Dog, where you going? Dog, that's the wrong way. I'll talk about Astro later. This class is unreasonable. It is unreal what they've done to my baby boy. So everyone's gonna ask what I think about how I could change it. What I could do. What anyone could do. What would you do if you were a Yoshi? I'm not a game developer. I'm not a game designer. I'm not being paid to do this, man. But do you know what the people want? People want to see that you are doing anything to change this. People want to be inspired. People want to think that you care. And right now it doesn't feel like you care. No one cares about any of this. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're just gonna keep, you know, putting out to the lowest common denominator, because those are the people who the game is for. The game isn't for people that want any semblance of skill expression. You want skill expression? Play a DPS. If you don't like how DPS feels, you can't play a different DPS, because they all feel the same with their stupid 2-minute nonsense. So if you don't like DPS feels, play a tank. Oh, you don't like how tank feels? Well, play a healer. If you don't like how healer plays, play a DPS. If you don't like how any of that feels, well, I guess the game's not for you. We don't have 20-odd different choices of class that we can play. We have 3. We have 3 choices of class that we can choose from. Each with their own funny skins. How exciting! So we want to see that you are doing anything to try to change this, man. How can we do that? Well, it just so happens that we have a PvP, we have Bozja, we have Eureka, and we're getting a new, brand new instanced area, I guess you could call it, man. And we have a new instanced area. We have so many things that we can utilize. Tools, right? We have World of Warcraft that we could steal from if we want to determine... If we want to determine a identity for a class, there already is a template of a game that offers incredible skill expression for every class. And we can do it better than them. Because we can let people switch between every class at will, and they can just play whatever it is that they want to. Ain't that wonderful? We can do it better than them, and we're just not. Because we have to apply to exclusively brain-dead idiots. We're at level 100, dude. At what point should we expect people to be able to play the game? How many hours should we run the game before we should expect people to play their class? And now we have Bozja, Eureka, all this kind of stuff. There is zero reason why we shouldn't be utilizing that stuff, utilizing these zones to put in new exciting abilities for every class. You have an idea for a class that you don't think you want to put in the game? Well, welcome to the test server, baby! We're gonna put that in Bozja. And that if people like it, we're gonna put it in the next patch. You're telling me that Bozja has a cool ability called Seraph Strike. It's the coolest fucking move that a healer could possibly want. I'm losing my voice. I'm yelling too much. Seraph Strike. Coolest ability that a healer could possibly want. Uses half of your MP, huge risk, makes it so you can't heal, but it does a load of damage. It's basically cleric stance, but as a button and a stance change, but not a stance change. It's an attack. It's cool. It's awesome. There is zero reason why this button should not be in the game. None of the healers deserve Seraph Strike. That's a cool button, man. I want that button. Put it on Scholar, tie it to the, I don't know, to the fairy gauge or something. Do something. Make the class feel cooler. I don't care that I get to have another enormous panic button in a sea of panic buttons on a class. Scholar doesn't need to be able to do more raw healing. That's what the fucking fairy is for. Put some stuff in your instanced areas, put some stuff in PvP, and if people identify with it, start tweaking the class to feel like that, man! Start making the class feel cool and good to play, dude! How hard is it to do that? How hard is it to do this kind of stuff? Would anyone be mad if the new instanced area, if the new Bozja was like a test server where you could try out all the devs' cool new ideas? Do you think the devs would be mad if they get to go absolutely wild? They get to go buck wild with this game and try out what they, like, all the cool new ideas that they think would be neat in this game? Do you think they would be mad about that? Would that just be more work for them? Does anyone truly care? Obviously, the people in charge of this entire thing don't care. This better not kill me. Okay. Obviously, the people in charge of this don't care. Because they just sit there with their hands folded like it's a fucking job interview. They just sit there like it's nothing. Oh, well, I'm a little bit peeved about this. I sure hope things change in the future. But if not, oh well. very least, I just want to see someone give a shit. And that's the problem. No one cares. No one gives a shit, man. So why should we? When you put it that way, it's a little bit bleak now, don't you think? Yoshi P always said he's gonna start doing some changes, make the classes feel better. You think Yoshi P fucking cares? His game is making big money. The casuals are happy. Oh, thank God the casuals are big happy. Everyone can play the game. Everyone can play the game anyway. It doesn't matter if the jobs are harder. We have 100 levels of this game, man. We have 4 expansions of this game to go through. You have to play the game from the start. You're telling me you can't expect people to be competent at one job? You're expecting people can't understand mechanics by level 100? So we have to continue making the game excruciatingly brain dead and stupid? To the point where I could do this entire rant with one hand in the air and just click my button over and over and over and over. How very cool. I don't know, man. Can people at least be mad if they say they are? Why am I the only one who cares? Why am I the only one who cares? Make me feel cool again. I could give you 500 potency ups. Here's a skill that you could have. Here's a thing that you could do for this class. I could make 5 million videos on that. None of it would matter. Because I'm not developing this game. Let the creative people who make this game be creative. Let them do it. Give us a test server, but disguise it as something else. That would be so exciting to see. It'd be so cool. You can already have instance servers that have different skill lists. We see that with Frontlines. Start taking the job identity from Frontlines and make it into the game. How hard is that? That's pretty much all I have to say. Like the video. Let's be honest, nobody made it this far. Nobody's here anymore. Is this the part where I say my hot takes? So no one will ever find them? Maybe in the next one. Subscribe and you'll see it. I'm out of here.
Much too late to fight. You think you changed your mind? You better change it back or we will both be sorry. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, don't you want me, baby? Don't